Today's thought for the day is called The Time of the End and comes from the daily reading planner, 2nd of Chronicles 32, Daniel chapter 12 and Acts chapter 13. So today we complete the reading of the challenging book of Daniel. Some of the things we read were plain to understand, but the phrase, the time of the end, which occurs 4 times in chapter 11 verse 35 and 40 and chapter 12 and verse 4 and 9, these are challenges to our understanding. And it is hard to know how to answer the challenge. We would love to more fully understand it. On the final occasion, Daniel writes, "The words are shut up and sealed until the time of the end." Are we now about to see what they mean? We can see what some probably mean. Chapter 12 verse 4 says, "Many shall rush to and fro." Well, exactly 63 years ago, I was on my way to Australia from England, and the trip took 30 days. More recently, it took me 24 hours. How long did it take Captain Cook? The same verse also says, "Knowledge shall be increased." This is remarkably true within my lifetime, but my grandparents were seeing a considerable increase in knowledge in theirs. Today we wonder what the world scientists and technology wizards will discover and invent next. But what about the references in chapter 11? The clue in the New Testament is the way the Gospels describe some events then happening as fulfilled the words of the prophets. For example, Matthew chapter 1, 22, chapter 2, verse 15, chapter 17, verse 23, and chapter 4, verse 14, and so on. So the prophecies are not so much given to make us seem clever in knowing events before they happen, but to confirm our faith when we do see them happen. Chapter 11 intrigues us. It shows there will be a king of the north at the time of the end, verse 40, who overwhelms a king of the south. The context makes it clear this is the north and south of God's holy land. The aggressor goes south into Egypt and the adjoining countries. Today these are both Islamic. He gains their treasures. What are they? Perhaps oil. Then news from the east and north alarm him, verse 44, and he reacts with fury to try and destroy the cause, and starts by establishing himself between the sea and the glorious holy mountain, which is surely Jerusalem. But then the text states, "Yet he shall come to his end with none to help him, and at that time shall arise Michael." Who is he? He is the one, God's chief angels, we read about in chapter 10. And he has charge of your, or God's chosen people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never has been since there was a nation till that time. Chapter 12 verse 1. Jesus elaborates on these words, for example in Luke 21 verse 25 and 26. Then the resurrection of the good and the bad takes place. The good are identified as having their names written in the book of life, but only they receive everlasting life. We are surely living in the time of the end. We can see the outline, but not the detail. But coming events will make the clues plainer to those who know God's scriptures. But the most important thing for us personally is in chapter 12 verse 10, which ends, "But those who are wise shall understand."